blasts, followed by one prolonged blast on the whistle. If you hear the signal, please make your way to the life jacket assembly points, following the assembly station direction signs displayed. The buoyancy apparatus on the top deck is in fact the seating, which will accommodate, along with the open reverse life rafts, 860 passengers. The crew will be on hand to give instructions and advice. Please note that smoking is not permitted on any part of the vessel, and we also ask you not to stand on the seats or sit on the ship's railings. We advise you to remain seated throughout the journey, particularly when arriving and leaving terminals, and we ask cyclists to alight after all foot passengers have left the vessel.
Please be aware that at certain times of the day, the links-bound passenger bridges will be at a steep angle. This time of day is called low water. You may have difficulty if you're elderly or infirm.
When he was only 23, took 74 years to build, and is the largest Anglican cathedral in the world. To the left, the delicate spires of the Metropolitan Catholic Cathedral of Christ the King top an enormous and beautiful stained glass lantern, which during the day projects a vivid display of light radiating throughout its interior.
The tall square brick tower close to the river is the ventilation shaft and pumping station for the Queensway Road Tunnel, used for pumping out the fumes from the traffic which uses the tunnel every day. It took 9 years to build and was opened in 1934 by King George V and Queen Mary. Far down below us now are the road and rail tunnels which cross under the River Mersey. As we approach Woodside Terminal, you can see in the distance some of the elegant Victorian architecture built during Birkenhead's heyday. Birkenhead was the first town in Europe to operate a dedicated passenger tramway, and the first ever public park was built here, an idea of William Laird, the famous shipbuilder. It was paid for by the council and designed by Joseph Paxton, a famous designer of Crystal Palace, that featured in the Great Exhibition of 1851. The park, officially opened in 1847, offered opportunity and recreation to all Birkenhead residents. The formation of a roundabout park. And even some of the Mersey ferries. Over 1,300 ships have been built here. As we proceed across the river back to Liverpool, a stunning vista of the waterfront takes your breath away. Liverpool's bid for World Heritage status was approved by UNESCO in July 2004. The bid was based on Liverpool as a marine mercantile city and reflected the city's significance as a commercial port at the time of Britain's greatest global influence. The site includes the Pier head with its world-renowned buildings and historic docks such as Stanley Dock, Wapping and Waterloo. The award puts the city in the same league as the Taj Mahal and the Great Wall of China, and we now attract thousands more tourists to the city, within which beats a heart alive with musicians, poets, writers, artists, painters, sculptors, designers and architects. Liverpool is having a thrilling renaissance, and in 2008 was a European capital of culture. Looking to the water side, this is the King's Dock area with its 10,600 capacity arena and conference centre. It accommodates events from rock and pop concerts to ice shows and international sporting events. To the left of the arena is the Albert Dock, the largest set of Grade 1 listed buildings in Britain. Threatened with demolition for years, they were finally restored in the 1980s and have become one of the country's favourite tourist attractions, as well as kick-starting a resurgence of interest in Liverpool's wonderful architecture.
The large white and glass construction that you can see behind and to the left of the Albert Dock is one side of Liverpool One, an innovative £950 million urban regeneration project that has transformed the heart of Liverpool city centre. To the left are the beautiful buildings known as the Three Graces, which together form one of the most majestic and famous waterfronts in the world.
On the right is the Port of Liverpool building with its impressive copper dome. Opened in 1908, the design came from a rejected competition entry from the Anglican Cathedral.
In the middle stands the Cunard building. Built in 1914, the building was designed in the style of 16th century Italian palace and was once the offices of the famous shipping line over Samuel Canal, who operated the first regular transatlantic lines between Liverpool and New York in 1840. Other famous shipping companies followed, such as the White Star Line, owner of the Titanic, and the Blue Star Line. Their magnificent liners berthed along the famous Prince's Landing Stage, which was for many years the longest floating landing stage in the world. It was from here that over 9 million emigrants passed through Liverpool between 1830 and 1890, on their way to a new life in America.
Finally, the beautiful Liver building, erected by the Royal Liver Family Society in 1911, is perhaps Liverpool's best-known landmark. Based on a Chicago waterfront skyscraper, the building is topped by the famous Liver Birds, which stand nearly 6 meters high.